if you're an RPG fan like myself, then you already know we've been eating for the past couple of years. We began introduced to so many different titles within the RPG genre, and it's forever growing and expanding. And just like these titles are expanding with new experiences, new worlds, and characters to fall in love with, also our backlogs are expanding as well. Because I know damn sure my backlog is expanding. Got so many JRPGs to keep that I can't even keep up with, that I have to really like knock out as soon as possible. But that's just more for me to love and enjoy over time that I'm able to share with you guys. But with that being said, there's a particular RPG that I really want to talk about right now, and that's Expedition 33. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because this one really caught me by surprise. I didn't know what to expect when this game was first announced until I actually saw the gameplay, and the gameplay showed that it had turn-based, something that I really love in my JRPGs and something that we don't really get enough of. Now, people argue about turn-based, whether or not that is a dying type of gameplay mechanic, but Atlas had proved otherwise, especially when it comes to the Persona series and their recent release of Metaphor ReFantagio, which has got pretty much RPG of the year. So that pretty much like debunks that, whether or not people want to actually play these turn-based RPGs. But it also sets a precedence moving forward, because if we start to see games like this and it becomes popular and it takes off, I would love to see what they would do moving forward with turn-based in the near future. Now, the reason why this sticks out to me when it comes to Expedition 33 is for the simple fact is that this is not a JRPG. This is in fact an RPG made by a French studio. Now, you already know about me when it comes to my RPGs. Most of my RPG experiences are mostly from Eastern developers, more specifically Japanese developers. I love JRPGs. I have nothing against Western RPGs. They're just not my flavor at all. But for some strange reason, man, this game had really stuck out to me. Visually, it looks stunning, it looks gorgeous, it looks beautiful. And it did have me nervous at first, because I said, okay, if you guys have followed me on X, I had left a tweet. I said, I hope this game is not just all flash and no substance. But then I was proven wrong once the Xbox Direct had officially launched, and they pretty much showed off the game in action. And I was sold, definitely sold. And the things that really sold me on this game is not only just the visuals and the gameplay, but the premise itself, and also the developers and their passion to make this game into a reality. And what do I mean by that? And we'll talk about that in a second. But I want to talk about the premise of this game first. I thought it had a unique story. And the reason why I found this story unique is for the simple fact is, first, we're in this fantasy version of France. And the fact is that this woman, which looks really, really eerie, looks spooky. People look off at the distance, off the coast, and you just see this woman. Can you imagine just this big figure would just show up, look eerie looking, and all of a sudden this painter, because she's considered a painter, she paints these numbers on this rock wall. And those numbers represent the age of the lives of the people in this world. And pretty much, whenever she paints these numbers, people of that age will get Thanos snapped out of existence. They would just vaporize, disappear. So I was like, oh snap. So now, each year, people will go on an expedition to try to stop this woman, confront this woman, find out where did she come from, and how to prevent more people from dying. So now Expedition 33 come into the sense is that now we at 33, which means people at the age of 33 are dying. So now you have a new expedition team that has to go there to try to stop this from happening. And I love that premise, is because if the numbers continue to get lower and lower, that also means that life is going to just not exist anymore. You know? So now there's a lot at stake here. People don't want to die. People have loved ones as well that they want to see live on. So the only thing to do now is to stop this. And not only that, you have to send your youngest people out there. Send your youngest people out there, because the older people are going to die. They're going to fade from existence. So your younger people have to go out there because they have more time on their lifespan in order to try to stop this from happening, which we have one of the youngest characters that's part of the cast that's going to help them out, because this person is younger, and she has young loved ones who she cares about, which is also pretty cool. So yes, the premise I think is really cool. That's the thing that really pulled me in. But then the gameplay itself. The gameplay really had caught my attention for the fact this is turn-based. But it's not just your typical turn-based that we have seen in your typical JRPGs or your RPGs in general. You know, you pick a command, they attack. But this is more of an interactive type of turn-based gameplay system. Something that you would see in like Xenogears, or something that you would see in like Legends of Dragoon, where it's all time-based. So you're not just sitting around watching the action take place on screen, you're also involved in the action itself with well-timed inputs for your attacks. And not only that, you can also parry your enemy attacks depending on your timing. And it also gives me that familiar look, especially with the camera angles, especially with the character designs. It kind of reminds me of Miss Walker's Lost Odyssey, which is a JRPG. Miss Walker is from the developers and from the developer and father behind Final Fantasy. His company had also made a game that's akin to Final Fantasy, but it had its interaction where you do your time button presses as well, and even the aesthetics of it and how it moves reminds me of Lost Odyssey. So I got a bit of a Lost Odyssey feel from it as well, which is another thing that had drawn me into it. But the thing that really shown to me why I want to support this game and give it a try is the fact is the passion that's behind it, man. Like I said, I'm an independent creator myself, and I'm going out there to make my dream become a reality. You know, I'm a fan, of, RPGs. I'm a fan of anime, comics, and I'm taking these things that I'm inspired by and I'm creating my own world. And seeing the creator, the developers behind this game, taking their vision, owner of the company, seeing him expressing his love for JRPGs, because he grew up with the classic RPGs of his time, and the fact is that he wanted to go out there and say, hey, I wanted to create my own RPG, and here it is. He is now living his dream. He shared that vision with other people within the studio, and more people who hopped on board to help develop this game. You even had one person quit their job because they believed in the vision, quit their day job to come work for him. And it's not even a sure thing if the game is going to be successful, but they believe in it that much. And when you look at how this game is developed, the pure passion that's put into this, and their love for RPGs, and especially JRPGs, the fact is that they have a world map, something that I've been asking for a very long time in modern RPGs, more specifically JRPGs. You don't see a lot of world maps anymore, and world maps gives you that scope of how big and massive these worlds are. And this is something that a lot of JRPGs are put to shame by this studio nowadays when it comes to world maps. And they were able to put that in there because they have a love and passion for the classic RPGs. And when it comes to the combat system, what I talked about before, there's a lot of customization when it comes to the characters. So you can get to create various different play styles for these characters, different type of skill trees, different type of attributes in order to create the different type of character and play styles that you want with these fixed party members. And that also means that every player will have a different experience depending on their play style and the attributes that they add to the characters of their choice, which is also pretty awesome. And also, they have these weird, unique monsters that help you traverse the world map, also help you battle other creatures and monsters during the gameplay, which I also thought was pretty cool. And this is something I've been asking for a very long time when it comes to AAA gaming, or when it comes to gaming in general, when it comes to modern gaming, is that we don't have these unique aesthetics, these unique art styles, or developers taking risks to try something different. This game looks really, really weird. it looks very, very fantasy, and this is something that I really want to delve into. Looking at an art style like this, looking at the cast members, the characters, and looking at the world itself, I will remember this throughout the rest of my life because of the unique style that it has within modern gaming itself nowadays. And hopefully we start to see more of that. And the fact is that how serious they're starting to take it. We have well-known actors, and we also have Charlie Cox himself. If you don't know who Charlie Cox is, he's also the actor behind the Netflix Marvel series Daredevil. Talented actor, and the fact is that they got him on board and they actually created the character in his likeness. You can see a little bit of resemblance of him in there. Him on board, and he's doing the voice acting. So it's like they really taking this a lot serious. And I'm not familiar with a lot of UK actors and actresses, but they have a lot of notable actresses from the UK that's also aiding their voice in the main cast. So these developers are really taking this serious, and I really wish them well when it comes to this game, and I can't wait to sink my teeth into this. And hopefully other developers look at this, especially when it comes to the RPG genre, to look at them and say, hey, look at what they're doing and say, hey, let me take some more chances again. As I said before, man, we gotta bring the world maps back. We got to. And we got to bring more turn-based gameplay, especially in the sense where it's more interactive. I think we'll be able to get more players into it as well, because like I said, modern players don't like to sit back and just push commands, but they're allowed to interact with button presses, timing of attacks, timing of parrying attacks. I think that's going to be a lot to get more people invested in it and wanting to give it a try. So I'm looking forward to April's release of this game, to give it a try. Expect a first impression, expect a review for this game as well. I'm definitely looking to the story. I think the story is the major hook for me, because I want to know where the hell did this woman come from and why she's doing it to the people in this fantasy world of France. So definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about this game? Are you looking forward to giving this game a try? Which console are you getting it for? Either the Xbox or the PlayStation, or you want to get it on Steam? Definitely let me know. And what aspects of the game that you like the most? The combat, the story? Yeah, so definitely let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. This is MugenLord signing off. I'll see you Game Fiends later. Peace out.